Over 8,800 in the Motorpoint Arena for the Boxing Day Classic. Jonathan Boxill led out the Nottingham Panthers. Matthias Modig was to have a big afternoon, but look who was back home. Jeff Legui making his, re-debut for the Sheffield Steelers. You ready to go? Mosienko versus Graham in the face-off circle. Two referees, the big two were in town as well, Hicks and Darnell. Early power play opportunity for the Nottingham Panthers. Robert Farmer in the middle of it. Save was made by Frankie, but right off the bat, Phil Hill and Farmer. Farmer was to be involved in everything. He was an annoyance, shall we say, the whole afternoon, but he was doing his job for the Panthers. And it was Nottingham who went ahead midway through the first period. Stevie Lee through the 5-hole of Frank Doyle at 9:27. You'll see the puck come out. Right-handed shot. Just sneaks through on Frank Doyle. Lakovic picked up the assist. Nottingham went back to the bench happy. It was end-to-end stuff. It was a good opening first period, but Steelers were struggling to get that first goal. Mosienko and Dowd went close. The Panthers didn't like Dowd leaving his stick in, Brabu, and Dowd, they got it together a little bit. Couple of rights back from Dowd. They tussle to the ground, and the building had some energy in it. Dowd was trying to get the Sheffield Steelers going. Brabu was trying to get the Panthers going. Super slow-mo with the right to the top of the head, and then down with the put down. Ooh, big right as well. Players went back to the box. Neither were too happy. Steelers had possession though. Ben O'Connor weaved his magic. Wah went close. The Steelers were throwing everything at Modig, but nothing could get past. Again, more afters, right by the bench. Who's involved in it? Yeah, it's Farmer. Again, doing what Farmer does so well. Just gets under the skin of everybody he seems to play against. Steelers would have a power play relating from that incident. Fretter and Forney would go close. In fact, it looked harder to miss. But Forney just couldn't get the puck up over Modig's pads. It stayed 1-0 to the Panthers. Another chance. The man in front, of course, was Wah, but this time he couldn't get it past Modig. Nottingham came again. Chances at either end. Big hit comes in from Bois. Little bit of afters. Everybody's involved. Jacina, Thomas, Legui. But it was Bois that would head off to the penalty box. He went for boarding. The Panthers on the power play. Steelers killing. I reiterate, Steelers killing because it's important to what happens next. Ka-ching off the post. Steelers break. Forney. He's away. And it's pulled down. Darnell's hand goes up for a penalty against the Panthers, or so 8,800 thought. But it was against Forney. And on the resulting play, can you believe it? The Steelers went 2 down. Higgins with the finish. Farmer and Wild. But what a late call from Tom Darnell. He's caught the slash on Forney. This is the penalty that Darnell has called, that slash there. Though his hand doesn't go up to call the penalty. Of course, Darnell's had a shot on this occasion until there. Looking like it was going to be a penalty against Nottingham, but it wasn't. And because it was a delayed call, Forney went to the penalty box on the slash in minor. So having the Steelers thought they were 1 down and going on the power play, they ended up 2 down and killing another penalty. More chances. Steelers went looking for it. There was an empty net at the other end. Steelers had to be careful, but they were throwing everything at Modig. Eventually, Lawrence scores into the empty net with 61 seconds left to make it 3-0 Nottingham. More was to follow as well. Jacina, who was in the penalty box, would come out and just get behind the Sheffield Steelers. You see Jacina come out of the box, and Jacina would pick up the pass and make a great play, in fairness, and shoots top shelf over the shoulder of Frank Doyle with just 13 seconds to remain. He rubs salt in the wounds. It was a great effort though from Jacina to make it 4. And that's how this game ended. with the Panthers victorious 4-0 over the Steelers. The Steelers would gain a point in Nottingham the night after. They would go down, though, to an overtime winner 3-2. Jarvis Cocker helped the Sheffield Window Centre collect the Man of the Match award for Modi. Some lucky chap took over £6,000 home on the 50-50, and Ben O'Connor was presented by the Sheffield Window Centre and Jarvis Cocker with his Man of the Match award. Let's hear what the coach had to say. Gerad Adams. Gee, you can tell by the look on your face, total frustration, annoyance and almost despair, because everything was set up for a great night tonight, but it just wasn't to be.
No, we needed one goal, not necessarily the first goal. We just needed a goal to get us going, and we couldn't execute to get that goal for a lot of different reasons.
Explain what they were, those reasons.
I think our secondary work away from the puck to be closer to the net for some rebounds, that includes getting pucks onto the net. We keep missing the net way too much as a team. And, we had chances go to the right players, and it didn't go in for them tonight. I mean, I'm not a goal scorer. A lot of people aren't, but it's down to those guys that are brought in that we need them to execute in the big games. And it didn't go our way. So, it's one of these things we can't beat ourselves up. We got a game tomorrow night.
What did Nottingham do well to shut us down and prevent those guys execuing?
Well, I think especially in the third period, I think they forced us to the outside, and we stayed to the outside rather than battling through and getting it in. And they encouraged us to get away from our team play, which we did. We went to individual, trying to skate through guys with the puck rather than chipping it and moving it wide. Those kind of things, and I don't think they were great or outstanding, but they played their game. And we played right into it in areas, that's for sure.
Was the big moment, that key moment just before the second goal, where we thought we'd got a power play? We ended up sitting in the penalty box with the Forney penalty, and then they went and scored on the delay.
Well, my initial reaction to that is, I thought we were going to get a penalty shot or power play, and we ended up going down with a puck in the back of our net, and then another 2 minutes to kill on the penalty kill. So big things like that can turn a hockey game.